Greetings, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful start of the week. I'm in my bed today and I intend to stay in this bed all day, okay? Because I am tired. I'm pushed to my limit and I'm going to stay right here. Now, I hope I can keep this message short and sweet. I'm just trying to appeal to individuals to say to you that you have lived your life because you have some older women. Let's say you're like in your 50s or your 60s. You lived your life. If someone had a videotape that they stored from 30, 40 years ago, the person you were then is not who you are now. And now that you are, in your righteousness, you're looking at the young person who is doing what you did way back then, and you're so full of it. We've got to give people the opportunity to change. And when you took 40 years to get to where you are. You are now, living clean according to you, and you're not selling yourself short anymore. And you have found yourself. It took you a long time, a lot of abuse, whether from other person or you abusing yourself. It took you a while to finally get up and say to yourself, what am I doing with my life? How am I going to continue allowing myself to be subjected to these things? It took you a while. So because you have arrived, because now I can think this way, and I look and see the young girl or the young boy doing this particular thing, I come down on them with this big hammer like I'm some judge in a seat, in a chamber, and just deciding somebody's fate. Give people the chance to grow and to change and stop. If you live a nasty, dirty life in your past, you got no right to judge anybody. In fact, you should be the one who should come out and talk to someone and encourage someone because you know what it's like to be there. Any experience you've had, no matter how terrible that past have been, you really have a chance to speak to people because you know where they're coming from. And when they look at you, they can say, well, you used to live my life and now you've changed. And they'll change because you're encouraging them. You're telling them about your past and telling them you can overcome this. But when you come with judgment, oh my goodness, nobody's listening to you. I also notice, like, for example, people who used to be fat, when they lose weight, oh my goodness, that's all you hear, all you're going to hear. And they don't remind you, look here, if you made a mistake today with your diet, then you have a chance to start over tomorrow. Don't see it like a failure. Start over tomorrow. Don't worry about it. It's difficult. If you've been in a bad relationship and you kept going back to this horrible abusive person, whether you're male or female, don't judge the person who's in that situation. Encourage them and say, you know what, I've been there. Because unless you walk into somebody's shoes, you have no business telling them nothing anyway. I've been there. I understand where you're coming from. And, this is what I did. And you can encourage them that way. I just can't stand people who, when they overcome, they come back with this big gravel and you get tired of their story because it's not genuine. It's not something where, wow, look at what I've achieved in my life and I know you can do it. I'm going to encourage you. Give people a chance, whether they're old or young. Once they get to the point where they're starting to say, I want to change, you cannot change anybody until that person starts saying, I want to change this. I don't like this about myself anymore. Because when you speak down to persons and you point out their flaws, it doesn't help them change. They have to get to the point where they're saying, I don't want to do this anymore. I want a change in my life. And once they start demonstrating this, and when you see they fall down, then you can encourage them. And those who you would want to see change, you can say, hey, you know what? Gently nudge them and say, there's a possibility for you to experience something better than what you're now experiencing. And you give them time. And stop preaching to people about stuff that you've overcome. Some of you take 30, 40 years to overcome that thing. And you're expecting the person who's demonstrating the same attitude you had to do it overnight. Let's be kind. Let's be patient. And not be so quick to rush to judgment. And if you're going to be preachy, preach to people in a way that will make them look into themselves and say, you know what? I'm not perfect. I'm not strong. But this person encourages me or makes me want to be a better person. Stay blessed, everybody. Let's keep it real. I find the people who are most judgmental are the ones who have the biggest secrets and the dirtiest closets. Come on, be kind, be patient, and allow people to grow. Stay blessed.